Seedance 2.5 just dropped and I've spent the last few days pushing it to its limit. 30 seconds, one single generation, no cuts, no stitching required. You can bring in up to 50 references, 30 images, 10 videos, 10 audio files, and your entire cast, your look, your timing, all of it stays locked in. You can edit directly inside the shot, relight the scene, restyle it, swap out whatever's in frame, and everything else stays exactly where it was. Then you can extend the whole thing, same characters, same world, just a longer story. You're directing more story into every single second. Seedance 2.5 is live right now on OpenArt, and today I'm going to show you exactly what it can do. So let's be honest about something first. Seedance 2.0 is still genuinely good. It's not outdated, and I'm not going to sit here and act like it is. But when it comes to realism, when it comes to aesthetics, and when it comes to actually following what you asked for, 2.5 is the strongest model out there right now. Whether it's the improved lighting that makes a scene feel more real, dramatic camera movement that adds weight to the action, fight choreography with real impact behind every kick and punch, or the small performance details, a blink, a tiny smile, a reaction to something shaking the ground, you genuinely struggle to tell some of these apart from footage of a real person. But where 2.5 actually separates itself is in how you prompt it, and that's what I want to walk you through next. When you're prompting for Seedance 2.5, there are 6 blocks you want to keep in mind every time you build a scene. The first is setup. One line that tells the model exactly what kind of scene this is before it processes a single shot. Your shot count, your stage count, the genre, the pace. This gives the model boundaries to work inside instead of letting it invent its own context. The second block is cast. Every subject, every prop, every location named and described one time at the top. This is what stops the model from reinventing your character halfway through the clip. Quick tip here, if you're using text to video, describe your character in real detail. If you're working from an image reference, just tag it with an @ symbol, and that works for multiple references too. Next is stages, and this is really the body of your prompt. Consecutive time ranges, each one holding one or more shots, and every beat needs one primary event with a clear end state. Pairing your shot with a duration is what gives you control over multi-shot sequences. Then there's style, your camera format, your grain, your color palette, your lighting behavior, and anything you want it to avoid. State this once globally instead of repeating it inside every shot. Anything that should hold true across the entire clip belongs here. For audio, whether that's sound effects, ambience, dialogue, or score, you need to specify exactly what you want, otherwise the model just generates something random on its own. And the last block is consistency, hard constraints that carry across every single shot, color, position, anything cumulative. On a short clip, that might just be 3 lines. On something longer, it could be a full paragraph, and again, reference images for your characters and your locations go a long way here. Now you might be wondering why go through all this structure. So here's the proof.
Hey, I'm at the cafe.
I ran the exact same prompt 4 separate times, and every generation held on to the same qualities, small differences here and there, but the core of it, the action, the character's look, the mech robot, even down to the weapon, stayed consistent across all 4. That's the power of prompting with structure, especially when you're working with multi-shot sequences.
Oh, it's on now. I'm getting too old for this.
And with up to 50 references available across images, audio, and video, this changes how you actually work. I used GPT Image 2 to sharpen the look of my character, the weapon, and the mech robot beforehand. And once those references were in place, my prompts got shorter because I didn't need to describe every visual detail anymore. I could just focus on the action and the camera movement. Now let's talk about editing an existing shot. In one test, I swapped out a club for an axe, and for the most part it tracked well, but in faster action, depending on the camera angle, the blade would occasionally get lost in the motion. When I tested this on slower paced clips, swapping objects or even entire characters worked noticeably better. One tip if you're replacing a male character with a female one, provide an audio reference of her voice alongside your prompt. You can describe it in text, but having the actual reference makes a real difference. For style transfer, I found that using a video as your reference and prompting for the style on top of it worked really well, though a reference image can also steer the direction if that's easier for you. The lip sync has improved a lot. From 2.0, the mouth shapes now track much closer to actual phonetics. And it also supports over 10 languages, so I kept the same performance talking in a different one.
Seedance 2.5 also supports multiple languages. Watch what happens when I keep talking. Ahora estoy hablando español y sigo siendo la misma persona con la misma voz. 现在我说的是中文，口型和声音都跟着语言变化。そして今は日本語。カットは一つもありません。全部ワンテイクです。
And the sync held up the entire way through. That's Seedance 2.5, and honestly, we've barely scratched the surface of what it can do. If you want to start building with it yourself, it's live right now inside OpenArt, and I've left the link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.